$250 suit for $4? How does that happen? Thank you for stopping by, sweet friends. I'm Christina, and today we're going to be talking about wardrobes. One problem that I had, well, I wouldn't say it was a problem necessarily, it was a challenge, it was a good challenge, was that through my weight loss of about a half a pound a day, I was going down a clothing size approximately every 4 to 6 weeks. Now, I simply could not afford to keep up with replacing items that I no longer wore or could wear. For a while, I just kept the same old big clothes and threw a big coat over them when I went out so that hopefully nobody would notice. Well, eventually, when my pants were falling on the ground, people started to notice. And that's when I reevaluated where I was. And at that point, I really had nothing outside of a couple of pair of sweatpants that I could even wear. But with anticipating that I would continue my weight loss journey at least for another 25 or 30 pounds, I wasn't sure what size I would end up. When I started in May, I was a 16 or an 18, depending on how things were made. By October, I was down to a 6, 8, depending again upon how it's made. And that's where I've stayed at through today. I didn't want to go out and purchase a whole new wardrobe just to, in a month or 2 months or 3 months, for it all to be unwearable again. Now, I knew maybe I could go and pick up a few pieces at a deeply discounted department store in order to get me by, but I really prefer natural materials. I like wools, silks, cashmere blends, hemps, cottons, those sort of things, clothing that breathes. With most fast fashion today, you're getting a polyester, an acetate, a nylon, things that for me just didn't fit into what my idea of sustainable clothing was. I was only beginning to learn about a lot of the pollutants that were caused by these fast fashion industries. I didn't feel like I could go and buy a higher end natural material made wardrobe just to last me 2 or 3 months. So I began to patronize our local thrift stores. I really just wanted to see what is it that I could find. Could I find silk blouses? Yeah. Could I find cashmere sweaters? Turns out you can. What about wool and cashmere blend pants? Those two. I didn't know if I'd be able to find essential outerwear, but I did. And winter was coming up. Could I find a good wool coat? You betcha. I thought to myself, but the jeans, right? They're probably all out of style. Nope, not at all. Skinny jeans or boot cuts, they've got them all. But what if I needed a power suit for work? Well, that's this suit that was in the beginning. This was a $250 suit, new, still with the tags on it. It's a Tahari. It came from Macy's. It was retailing for $250. I got it at a Goodwill sale for $4. But I'm not a classic girl, you say. I like a little bit of rock and roll edge to my wardrobe. Well, I didn't have any problems finding a 100% real leather jacket. Seeing trendy leopard print in the stores, hey, you can find it in the thrift store too. But what I really love are the good, solid, working wardrobe essential basics. This camel coat, it goes with so many things. $3, nothing wrong with it. It had been dry cleaned. It was still in the dry cleaning bag. It came home with me and I love it. And while everyone's been sporting their faux leather pants, I bought the real thing and paid less than $10. They have basic pieces for just a couple of bucks. And this $98 white shirt that I've been eyeing in a local boutique, it turned up at Goodwill for $3. Now here was the thing. It is not that I wasn't aware that you could buy clothes at Goodwill, Salvation Army, or other thrift stores. It's just what I had in mind about what was available there and what turned out to actually be available was completely different. Now, are you going to go into your local Goodwill store and find something wonderful every time? No, it's going to take a minute to curate a wardrobe that you're buying all secondhand. This is about half of the wardrobe that I curated for winter in order to get through until spring, where I should be a little bit more stable in my weight again and kind of see where I need to go from there. I don't think I've paid over $10 for any item in my wardrobe at all, and I walk out this door getting compliments at places that I stop almost every day. If, like me, you were under the impression that the clothes at places like Goodwill, Salvation Army, and your local thrift stores were things that nobody else wanted, things that were stained, damaged, ripped, torn, maybe out of style, things your granddad wore, then you need to take a minute and stop in someplace locally and just check out what they have. You may be very surprised. I would say out of all of my wardrobe, probably a good 75% of it, I've been able to curate new with the tags still on it. Now, I don't know about you, but when I find something that has a $40, $50, $70, $100, $250 price tag on it, and I'm getting it for less than $10, and it's a piece that I like, in a sustainable material, and my money that I'm giving to the cashier is actually going to help somebody who needs it, you can't go wrong. I have enjoyed the thrill of the hunt. That is the funnest part about shopping secondhand. Sort of like, what can I do with my body? What can I really do with my money? How can I make it stretch as far as possible and still look great? Now, I realize some of you are probably never ever going to wear secondhand clothing, and that's okay. But those of you who are looking for really good quality clothing, brands that you may not have been able to afford new, I encourage you to begin to keep your eye out and maybe change your mind about the negative connotation that you may have had concerning used clothes in the past. You may have already ordered something off of resale apps such as Poshmark, Mercari, or eBay. But I'll tell you a little secret. Many of those clothing items are not coming from the seller's closet. They're coming from the thrift store. I have fallen in love with the treasure hunt. I have enjoyed seeing exactly what can I find and how little can I get it for. Now listen, there's no value to me in an item that I get for $4 if I don't love it and I won't wear it. So I'm talking about curating very specific items that meet your needs, that fit into your style. I happen to like a little bit more classic style, and there is an abundance of clothing in that category. But I see boho looks just as often. Whatever your style, you can find really great pieces, really great styles, at really great prices. The thrill of the treasure hunt has become so addicting and exciting that I now have decided to start my own resale business. I hope you'll join me tomorrow as I take you through the beginning steps of getting this business off the ground and going. Just what is it going to take? Will I sell anything? Can you make any money out of this really? Stay tuned and find out.